welcome back guys. So this is a Keihin FCR carb. Now this is a continuation of a previous video that I've done. So this video relates to a CCM 404. So this is the carb off that bike, but this might be useful for some people, so I'm just going to go through what's involved in doing these carbs. Now you'll see a lot of bikes, mainly motocross and enduro bikes, that have got an FCR carb. Most of them, I think pretty much all of them actually, 4-stroke. So the FCR carb has been around for about best part of 30 years. So it's been on bikes such as the YZ400 Yamaha, and then it slowly evolved over the years up till fuel injection came in. So I've done quite a few of these. I've had bikes that have had these carbs on myself, and I've took them apart many times. There's a great source of parts for them, but you have to know what you're looking for. So these on the early bikes have got a narrower body here. So the mid body, which is this piece, you can get two different sizes, I believe. So this one is the narrow width one, and the gasket for that is different. So this is what you'll find. I'll just grab it. You'll find a gasket like this that goes with this the narrow body, and that fits into these little parts here, and on this one it's actually glued together. Whereas the wide one, which I think came in later, this is the gasket for that. So you've got a lot more. See the difference? So anyway, so we'll move on to taking it apart. Now the first thing you're going to do is remove the float ball, which is this piece. So this has got a accelerator pump here, and you've got your main drain screw here, which you can access the main jet. You can also access the pilot jet through this hole here. There's an adjuster screw for that. Then once that's off, you've got the top cover, which covers the flat slide. So the flat slide is here. So that's what it looks like, and to get that out you've got to remove one of the screws for the throttle linkage. So the throttle linkage is under the cover, and you want to take out the Phillips, no sorry, it's not a Phillips, it's a GIS screw. That's that one there, and it's got Loctite on, so it will be tight. And then you can remove the slide through the top just by lifting up the throttle. So you basically just wind it back like that and it'll come out. The next part of the jigsaw, on some of them you're going to have an external air cut-off valve. So this is when you're at high speed and you shut the throttle, this will actually open up and allow air to feed into the engine, so you don't get too many backfires. So the next piece that comes off, and it's actually these two parts which are screwed together. So these are bolted together and they come out like this. Now there is some hidden screws on these, so I'll just find them first. So let's get this right first. So it'll fit onto the bike, it'll fit onto the car body like this. In fact it won't, I don't think. No, it's that way. So you'll have the mid body and the main body together like this. So you've got to remove the mid body, you've got to remove two screws. Now there's one located here, so this is on the air filter side. So there's a screw down there behind this accelerator pump mechanism, and on the front side where the engine is, you've got one down there on the left. So you take those two screws out, which are sort of like a dome head screw, and this piece will come out. And then there's two screws inside here, one there, one there. You remove those two screws, and I'm talking like these are very, very small screws, so you have to pay a bit of attention in getting them out. So these are the screws that you'll remove. They're like an M4 and an M3, I believe, so pretty small. I don't think I've got the original screws. So once you've got the mid body apart, you can take this off, and then there's a gasket here which you've got to replace, and there's a gasket here for the main body and the mid body where they join up. So once you've got your parts, you just have to put it back together. Now you want to clean these as best as possible, really, so there will be some dirt in this part here, so you've got to go in there and make sure there's nothing that's lingering, no grit or anything like that, because that will wear out your slide. And then you've got a few passageways that you've got to worry about. There's a jet here which you can remove, but these are sort of like air jets, really, so there's generally no fuel going to get to these. And you've got a jet here on this particular one. So the wider body, I think this part is different. So when you take it apart, you can also take this part off, which is the intake boot. So this will go to your air filter, screwed on, and it also conceals 2 more jets in here. So I've removed them. So when you get your jets out, it's important to clean them however you can clean them. I mean, I'll show you on the ones I've got. So I've cleaned these in specific carb cleaner. So these have been soaking for a couple of days. You can ultrasonic clean them and they'll probably come out just as clean. So this is the main emulsion tube. You want to make sure that's completely clear. And then you've got a pilot jet, a couple of air jets, so you want to clean them. Now some carb kits, for example, you can get this brand, All Balls. So these come with quite a few new jets, so we'll just have a quick look, and this is the All Balls kit. So you get a mixture screw, you get, I think it's got an air jet from the look of it. So this is one of the air jets, main jet and a pilot jet. So I'm not going to get them out, but you also get a new float valve. So the float valve that came out of this bike, let me just find it. So this one here, so it's held in with one screw and you can remove them. So these, I would definitely be hesitant about removing them if you're not 100% sure about getting them out, but you can remove some of them. Now I think on the wide bodies you might not be able to, so if you don't get one in the kit, the carb kit that you get, don't remove it. The best thing to do with these is to clean them as well as you can, and then if you've got a microscope, it's good to have a look down there, make sure it's clean. The float valve, now it's up to you if you want to replace that, but if you're going to replace the float valve, replace it with a genuine one. So try and avoid using the ones out of these kits because they're not always the best quality. So I would advise getting a genuine float valve for it. And the float seat, I would consider that one worth replacing. You know, the one in the All Balls kit, I would replace it with that one. So the other items, so there's on the slide, on this particular bike anyway, there's a bit of wear on this one, so you can see that coating's coming off. So this is quite a lot of money to replace. So I'm not going to replace it in this case because I think the customer wants to sell the bike, but these things make the chattering noise which you get on these FCR carbs, so this is what makes the noise. So there's a gasket there and you have to be careful, right, because this gasket has to go in a certain way, and there's also a specific way this goes on the bike as well. So this slide, if I get it the right way around, so this is the way it goes down into the carb. You've got this plate, right, and it looks like, oh yeah, it fits there, lovely. That's not the right way around, so you want to be putting it in that way. So the hole is at the bottom, and then the main needle, sorry, This is the one that came out of the CCM bike, and make a note of the letters, because these, you won't be able to see it, but they've got different tapers. Alright, so you can mess about with the needles, but generally speaking there's not a lot you can do to fix a running issue. You want to be basically tweaking it with a needle. So the one that come in the all balls kit is the right one for this bike, so it's exactly the same numbers anyway. So it's not a genuine Keihin needle though, it's not going to be the same as what you get from Keihin. So I would pay close attention to the shape of the needle and see if you can see anything different. Now if you see anything different, it's probably better to get an original needle. They do wear, and you can't really see, it's not obvious where the wear is on these, but they can wear and they can make it run a little bit erratic. It's more two-stroke bikes that run a bit crap, to be honest. So 4-stroke needles generally don't give you that much trouble. The emulsion tube is something that does wear as well, because as your needle goes in and out of this tube, you're always going to get somewhere, and that's where you replace this or replace this or replace both, depending on how much use the bike's had. And sometimes I'm not sure if this is in the workshop manual, but you can put them into the emulsion tube, and you see how far down that shoots off. Now the main jet would sit in the bottom of this and it wouldn't allow it to go all the way down, but you can sort of gauge. I've done this in the past, so you can put the needle in the emulsion tube and you can gauge how far it sticks out, and then you get your brand new one, and it's pretty much the same, I think, isn't it? So chuck that one away. I mean, if it shoots out the bottom, you've got something wrong. So what else to talk about? So there's, yeah, I generally believe the best way to deal with these carbs is to strip them completely. Now you get the choke plunger out on these, it's quite hard to get to, so you take the TPS off to get that out of the way. And now depending on how you clean these, I've had these in an ultrasonic tank to get rid of as much as possible, but you can soak them in cleaner and give them a good scrub. But whatever you do, you have to remember that they are a mechanical carburetor, so there's a needle roller bearing here which you have to be careful of. So I've put some oil in that one. It's a sealed bearing, and there's a bushing I think on this side. Let me just double check because I can't remember. There might be another needle roller bearing in this side as well, so you want to be sure that you've got plenty of lube in there, because the last thing you want is this to start binding when it's all together. So, and then the bottom part, the throttle pump, this is on a pivot as well, so you want to be sure that you've got plenty of lube in there.